So.
And too deep.
And together we are the Mormons.
Tip number 1 is if you want to travel anywhere, really, you should have money saved, and the earlier the better. If you know that you're gonna go somewhere, just plan to save that money in advance and even have more. You know, don't have like the exact, because you just never know what could happen.
We wanted to go and meet her relatives and share with them the joy we had of our plan to get married. And honestly, I wanted to meet her dad and, you know, just do the traditional thing, you know, asking for his blessing, for him to understand who I was and how long it had been in our hearts to do this.
And so we planned to go, and in like a month we had already bought the tickets. And
you know, some of the stuff you can't plan for. It's just funny stuff like the airport that was in the connecting flight. It was pretty funny.
Yeah,
experience there.
Yeah, it was quite an adventure. So first of all, we went to Germany. That was our first stop. So when we went to the connecting flight, it was something else, because that airport, which we shall not name, was very disorganized. Like, we got into the place, there were like 0 attendants to tell you where to get what. There was almost 0 signs to tell you like this is where you should go.
You were understaffed, I think, was the main issue. They just didn't have extra people to help. Well, it was confusing.
Anyway.
So when we get there, we learned another tip that we will share with you, which is have good communication and clear communication with who is going to pick you up and exactly when they are to pick you up.
The person that wants to pick us up didn't know. Like they knew, but they just, I guess they didn't.
Slept in.
They didn't know like when was the exact day and time and all that. So it was like 3 a.m. We are in Kenya. You know, we have no place to go and no one who's picking us up. So we had to think real fast, and then we borrowed like some of the taxi men that were just like around the airport. We called.
He was kind.
Yeah, he was kind.
He didn't have any headlights on his cab, but he was a nice guy.
Yeah. So now
he had a flashlight.
The person that was to pick us up told us, okay, you can go to this hotel, and then I'll come pick you guys up in the morning. So we went there, and like Daniel is saying, the taxi guy did not have headlights on his car, and it was raining and dark.
Yeah, and so I have my all the contacts and everything for my Airbnb that I was set up. You know, I was telling them when I was showing up, all this stuff. I couldn't reach them because I needed a Wi-Fi signal so that I could run my apps, and I didn't have any service there in Kenya. They have Safaricom, but I don't have Safaricom on my phone. So,
which is another tip when you're traveling. Okay, if your phone does not work in a foreign country, get another phone, get a cheap one, but also get a mobile data plan that actually works well.
Works. Not T-Mobile telling you, oh yes, welcome to Kenya and have fun using all of the service that we can offer, which is like, I don't know, some spot somewhere in the middle of town. I don't know what, it didn't work for me.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, thank you, but nothing. It was just roaming.
Yeah, that was actually very frustrating.
It was.
You know, not having like a working phone, and you're,
and by that, she was working.
Yeah, working. You know, like that song, work.
So if your phone doesn't work,
Yeah.
or what?
Or work. You better get one that does.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna be doing a lot of walking if
Yeah.
you don't have a working phone.
Walking, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, communication is very important. But once we get a Wi-Fi, I mean, I could use mine every time I had Wi-Fi. So we would always get an Airbnb. I was always getting Airbnbs where there was Wi-Fi. I could dial up, get things, send, posts. It was a lot of fun sending, like a Facebook post from, Nairobi.
Yeah. Which brings us to the next point, accommodation. So for the most part, I was staying with my family and Daniel was using Airbnbs.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, it was just like, it was very stressful for me because I just was concerned for your safety.
That was
Staying
good.
with people, because some of the Airbnbs you are sharing with people.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
in someone's house, because you can
yeah,
do that,
those people were nice.
And it was just like, you don't really know these people, so that was really
there's
scary
that risk,
to
but that's
me.
part of the adventure. You meet people, and you find that they're quite pleasant most of the time. They want all the same things. They like, you want, they rent their room. They're very nice. I mean,
Yeah, I remember one time one of the Airbnb that you rented, it was a couple, and those people were so excited that I remember they were like putting Nigerian movies for you to watch and like this news, and they were telling you all these things about Kenya. That was
cool.
really
really good chai. I mean, they know how to make chai just right. They're really good at it, and it's so good.
Are you having fun?
Fun like I haven't had in like, I don't know how many years.
Another tip also on accommodation is that if you're gonna get an Airbnb, make sure that you are firm, in the sense that if they tell you like, oh, there's this other fee that was not included on the website, you should say no. But we went to Mombasa and in Mtwapa in particular, and
which is like 40 minutes out of town.
It's
not
like in the middle
Mombasa.
of nowhere,
it's
pretty
way
much.
Out of town,
And we went to this like Airbnb. It was pretty, and it had a swimming pool. But this lady was like, oh, there's this, I don't know, $10 more for this, and I don't know what. And for me,
and she wanted to charge a whole fee.
Yeah, she did actually.
For
and
each
we did,
person.
Yeah, because she had put a certain fee for like all of us, and then she was like, oh no, like it can't be that cheap. I'm like, well, why did you put it that cheap on the website?
And I made a complaint. I mean, just basically used the website like, yeah, you shouldn't, hassle my guests that I brought to this thing that I agreed to rent from you for the price that you put it on. But all in all, the place was pretty cool.
Yeah, they had this pool that had not been. It was not fully functional.
Like, hey, look, they went down with a pool and everything.
Yeah, just filled
it's
with
like
water,
a cesspool with a fence around it. Like, it's not for
frogs.
swimming. It's just some water storage pool.
And those frogs were loud.
So
it was like a choir at night. Like, I was like, oh my god.
Like, when will they stop?
I know. I've never heard anything quite like it, for real, ever in my life. Oh, I was gonna take a video. But on the flip side is, like for me, I stayed with family. There were some weeks in between that I got to stay over with friends. While Daniel was somewhere else. Towards the end, a friend of ours that is here with us in Washington connected us to their parents, and their parents hosted us for 4 days in Gong.
Yeah. And it's way up in elevation, like higher up in the hills.
Yeah, it's way colder there.
Yeah, it's cold.
Yeah, but they were really nice hosts, and if you guys ever watch this video, I mean, of course we spoke in person, but if you ever watch this video, we're very grateful for you hosting us. It was really awesome to just be away from the town and all the stress and just be somewhere.
Smaller town.
Yeah.
Smaller, a lot of worries.
Yeah.
So we're shopping in Kenya, and I saw something. I thought I just have to try bubblegum flavored milk. Now I've had chocolate milk and strawberry milk, and they're good, but bubblegum, I don't know.
How does it smell like?
Oh wow! It's like a mouthful of fresh bubblegum, like I'm chewing a big juicy mound of bubblegum. Wow! But it's milky and smooth. It's so good. I have to find out how I can get this in the States.
Smuggle it.
You want some?
Sure. Well, I have had this before, but when I was really young. Smells like bubblegum. I wonder if it tastes like bubblegum.
Maybe.
That's bubblegum, alright.
Another tip is money exchange. So when we were in the airport, I don't know which airport it was. I don't know if it was Germany or it was the other one, or it was in Kenya. When you're about to leave, they have this like money slots, ATMs that they tell you can exchange money. And I was like, we don't need to be carrying money around right now. Oh, you better take it. You better run with that deal because it's very stressful. To like be walking around, you have like a BCU ATM
and I'm like,
card.
I got a 20 on me. How about $20? They're like, okay.
But then the problem is that, every time that you went like shopping at maybe Tuskys and stuff, like you'd get to the cashier and they're like, what card is this? Is this a whole story? Of course they would accept it at the end, but then it was just like.
Sometimes, you have to be aware of that. You have to have a credit card that really is accepted. There were times where it worked fine.
Yeah.
Where you could go to a cash machine, you put your card in, and it would literally just take money out of your account. You could withdraw, and then they give it to you right there in Kenyan shillings. Yeah. There was a confusion on which account, and you went and it said 0. And
oh my goodness.
We thought that she had been robbed, like, virtually online or whatever. It's still because her phone went missing in the cab on the way to the one place, and so she lost her phone. All this, it was some adventures.
Yeah, we're going to link out that video very soon. You'll see it.
We are here in Buruburu.
Yeah.
It's been quite hectic, but oh well. We went to the police station, and yeah. We are hoping for more adventures.
Yeah. Today, because it's today's birthday.
It was the second day. I lost my phone in an Uber. I forgot it. And then the guy, I called him and he's like, oh, somebody else also called and said their phone was lost. I don't know who is telling me the truth, but you can call this woman. And then I decided to threaten him, and then he sent me like the contacts of everybody who he had carried on his cab, which I guess you shouldn't do that, but I was like really upset. I'm like, seriously? So then like Daniel was saying, when we went to an ATM, we got misled by the security guard that was over there, and when I pressed the buttons, you said you have 0. So I was freaking out, thinking that the person that stole my phone also hacked into my bank account. So then now we went to the police station, and they were of no help. All they were just
No,
like
they filed the
asking me.
report very carefully and then filed it. they filled it out and filed it out.
Yeah,
And
we
they're
had.
like, okay, we'll get right on that as soon as all the other crimes are solved.
Mhm, and
Yeah, they were not going to do anything
Yeah.
about a phone.
And then they
But
asked me
you
like,
know.
oh, how did you lose your phone? And I explained it to
Like,
them. I said,
oh,
I was in an Uber. Then they're like, were you drunk? I'm like, why would you? No.
Look, and so she's getting all upset, like, listen, I don't drink, like it's a character thing, but like,
I
they
was
just
so
have to
pissed-
ask those
so
questions.
pissed
That's
off.
just what they do.
Then they asked me how much money was in my bank account.
And
Now I was
she's
like-
suspicious, like, I don't know if I
Like,
trust
I
this.
was like, why are you asking how much was in there? So you can, oh, hey, I was like, I told Daniela, we're going